2 days ago now, we received direct confirmation from CDPR themselves through a dev stream that Cyberpunk will be getting a 2.1 update. This update is a lot bigger than a lot of people expected, including myself, and arguably one of the biggest features it adds is the NCART, is a functioning and working train system 3 years on from the game's launch. In today's video, I kind of want to build upon this. I feel like in the previous video, I was so absolutely mentally fried that I couldn't take enough time to actually talk about how insane it is to finally be receiving an NCART update in 2077. So today we're going to talk about it. We're going to think about how this might work, some things which might come bundled with this NCART overhaul. So obviously on a surface level, a lot of people are a little bit skeptical about how important an NCART update is to Cyberpunk 2077. When I've been covering NCART as a cut feature for the past 3 years, I do tend to get a lot of comments saying, you know, but what would an NCART system, what would a functioning train system actually give for gameplay? You know, it exists in GTA 5, it exists in Red Dead Redemption 2, and people don't really use it all that much. It kind of seems like a gimmick more than anything. And I absolutely understand this position. You know, on a base level, riding a train and role-playing as a regular everyday citizen of Night City is probably not on everyone's, you know, day one agenda to be doing with their one life. When people think of an NCART update, all they think of really is, okay, I'm gonna get onto a train, I'm gonna look out of a window, and that's it. Yeah, if you look at it from, you know, just the perspective that this is a train and you're riding a train and you're looking out of a window, then it's boring as hell. But I think the little kick with NCART that I've always personally empathized with is that it's not about the train itself. You know, I'm not a train spotter. I didn't choose life, right? It's more about the fact that at the end of the day, public transport, in the real world at least, is, you know, kind of attached to this idea of the common man. It's something which everybody uses at some point in time. Quite often it's reserved for those that maybe don't drive, for those that maybe can't afford to have a car. Within a Night City setting as well, you know, trains make sense. Not everyone is loaded. This is a dystopian universe after all. So for everyone to be roaming around in cars, whether they be shit or high end, is pretty unrealistic. I mean, think about the real world. And you know what always comes bundled with using an actual train? Well, it's going to a train station, meeting all kinds of different people. So just because you can ride a train in 2077 doesn't mean that that's going to be the whole meat and gravy of such an update. It's not about that entirely. It's about the possibilities that this can open up. Cyberpunk is going to introduce these overhauled NCART stations. Who knows if we can actually access them? Who knows if they actually have interiors? And we even saw in this little tiny snippet of gameplay that NPCs will approach the player and you'll have some kind of dialogue options. The absolute amount of opportunity and content to implement gameplay into something like a train station is it's truly boundless. That's what I'm hoping for with this NCART update. Sitting on a train, looking out the window and pondering about the architects that sat round their round table, beating each other off with their 200k a year salary is not really something which I see myself enjoying. What I'm enjoying is the build up to that. What I'm enjoying is the feeling of being in a dangerous area, which really shouldn't be dangerous as a kind of public transportation system, but ultimately is. And I mean, who knows, maybe CDPR can really absolutely push the boat out and include some kind of NCART questline. They even said themselves that after the Konpeki heist, you will get a call from NCART basically saying, hello, we exist, can you please give us some money, ride on our trains, etc, etc. Don't piss on the floor though, put your dick away. So who knows, maybe there's some kind of cyber psycho attached to it. Maybe there's some kind of mission where you have to stalk someone going between lines, you know, kind of observing them from a distance, or maybe even straight up tearing up a station with guns and bullets and explosives. I think it's really interesting as well that Pacifica is also mentioned in this. I've covered this place in a numerous amount of videos across the years because Pacifica, even though Dogtown obviously introduced Dogtown as a district, Pacifica itself is still pretty underloved. And yeah, I know it's not complete, I know it's supposed to be like that, but the NCART system being in Pacifica might breathe a little bit of life into this area. And obviously, aside from everything which I've just mentioned, NCART is arguably one of the most prominent cut features from 2077. Aside from that goddamn Norfolk casino, NCART is always pretty much the top of any discussion in relation to content which was shown off. CDPR even came out and said, like, guys, we're well aware that we have been teasing you with this for a numerous amount of years, and it's about time that we pull our finger out, maybe give it a little wipe. So I suppose the whole point of this video is to say that some people may look at this NCART edition and be like, this is wasted resources, all of this money going on a feature which people probably won't even use. It seems like a colossal waste of time when it could be implemented in, you know, something a lot grander, when it could be put towards a full-blown Phantom Liberty style DLC, etc, etc. But again, to reiterate a point, it's more than likely not just gonna be a little fast travel gimmick, a little time where you can sit and twiddle your thumbs and look out the window and think about, how did anyone actually build this and why did they build this? There's a foundation for gameplay. I know I'm incredibly biased and that is ultimately my 2 cents, but what do you think? Do you think I'm chatting shit? If you don't think that, then let me know. If you do think that, then let me know. Cheers, guys. As always, I will absolutely be beating this horse with a nice wooden pole. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you lot in a bit.